Welcome to SPASRO. Hello ladies and gentlemen, today we will see about Mars and Neptune in 3rd house. In astrology, when you mention that Mars and Neptune are in the 3rd house of a natal birth chart, you are referring to the placement of these two planets within the astrological houses. The interpretation of this placement can provide insights into a person's communication style, thought processes, and relationships with siblings and neighbors, among other things. Here's a general overview of what Mars and Neptune in the 3rd house might signify. 1. Mars in the 3rd house. Mars is associated with energy, action, and assertiveness. When it's in the 3rd house, it can influence the way a person communicates and thinks. This placement can make a person very assertive in their communication style. They may speak their mind directly and confidently. These individuals are often intellectually active and enjoy debates, arguments, and mental challenges. They may have a tendency to be impatient and quick-tempered in their interactions, which can sometimes lead to conflicts with siblings or neighbors. Mars in the 3rd house can indicate a strong desire to gain knowledge and may lead to a competitive attitude in academic pursuits. 2. Neptune in the 3rd house. Neptune is associated with dreams, intuition, and imagination. When it's in the 3rd house, it can bring a dreamy and imaginative quality to communication and thought processes. People with Neptune in the 3rd house may have a poetic or artistic way of expressing themselves. They may be drawn to writing, music, or other forms of creative expression. Their thinking can be highly intuitive and sensitive, but it may also be prone to confusion or idealism. They might sometimes have difficulty staying grounded in reality. There can be a fascination with mystical or spiritual subjects, and they may be drawn to metaphysical or esoteric studies. On the flip side, this placement can sometimes indicate a tendency toward daydreaming or escapism, which might affect their ability to concentrate on practical matters. The specific interpretation of these planetary placements can vary depending on the entire birth chart and the aspects these planets make to other planets in the chart. Additionally, the signs in which Mars and Neptune are placed in the 3rd house can further modify their influences. It's essential to consider the birth chart as a whole for a more accurate and nuanced analysis of an individual's personality and life experiences. Consulting with a professional astrologer can provide a more personalized and detailed reading. Certainly, let's delve a bit deeper into the potential implications of having both Mars and Neptune in the 3rd house of a natal birth chart. 1. Conflicted energy. Mars is a planet associated with assertiveness and action, while Neptune is linked to dreams and idealism. Having these two planets in the same house can create a complex blend of energies. On one hand, there's a strong desire to take action and communicate forcefully, Mars, but on the other hand, there may be a tendency to be influenced by dreams, illusions, or idealistic thinking, Neptune. This can lead to inner conflicts and challenges in reconciling these two contrasting energies. 2. Creative communication. With Neptune in the 3rd house, there's a natural inclination toward artistic and creative forms of communication. These individuals may excel in writing, poetry, music, or any form of expressive art that involves words. Their communication style is often imaginative, and they may have a unique way of conveying ideas and emotions. 3. Sensitivity in communication. Neptune's presence in the 3rd house can make a person highly sensitive to the thoughts and feelings of others. They may be empathetic and able to pick up on subtle cues in conversations. However, this sensitivity can also make them vulnerable to being easily influenced or deceived by others, so they should be cautious about who they trust. 4. Difficulty with boundaries. Neptune is associated with blurred boundaries, and when it's in the 3rd house, there can be challenges in setting clear boundaries in communication. These individuals may struggle with distinguishing between their own thoughts and the thoughts of others, leading to confusion or susceptibility to manipulation. 5. Spiritual or mystical interests. People with Neptune in the 3rd house often have a deep interest in spiritual and metaphysical subjects. They may be drawn to meditation, astrology, psychic phenomena, or other esoteric studies. Their communication style may incorporate spiritual or philosophical themes. 6. Challenges in practical matters. While these individuals may excel in creative and imaginative pursuits, they may find it challenging to stay focused on practical matters, such as mundane tasks and everyday responsibilities. They may need to make a conscious effort to ground themselves in the real world. 7. Siblings and neighbors. The 3rd house is also associated with siblings and neighbors. Mars in this house can indicate a dynamic and potentially competitive relationship with siblings, while Neptune can bring a sense of idealism or confusion to these relationships. Depending on the aspects and signs involved, there may be themes of support or tension with siblings and neighbors. Remember that individual birth charts are highly unique, and the interpretation of planetary placements can vary widely depending on the overall chart configuration. To gain a more accurate and personalized understanding of how Mars and Neptune in the 3rd house influence a specific individual, it's advisable to consult with a professional astrologer who can analyze the entire birth chart in detail. Certainly, here are some additional insights into the implications of having Mars and Neptune in the 3rd house of a natal birth chart. 8. Communication style. Mars in the 3rd house can make communication direct, assertive, and at times, even aggressive. These individuals may have a quick wit and be unafraid to speak their minds. However, the influence of Neptune can soften this assertiveness, making their communication style more subtle and nuanced. They may convey their thoughts and desires in a less straightforward or more artistic manner. 9. Verbal conflicts. The combination of Mars and Neptune in the 3rd house can lead to occasional verbal conflicts. While Mars encourages assertive communication, Neptune's influence can introduce ambiguity or misunderstanding into conversations. It's important for individuals with this placement to be clear in their communication to avoid misunderstandings and conflicts. 10. Fantasy vs. reality. There can be a tension between the desire to act on one's ideas and dreams, Neptune, and the practicality of executing those ideas, Mars. These individuals may have grand visions and ideals but struggle with the discipline and organization required to turn them into reality. 11. Curiosity and learning. The 3rd house is associated with learning and mental stimulation. Mars in this house can indicate a strong curiosity and a desire for intellectual challenges. Individuals with this placement may be avid learners, constantly seeking new information and experiences. 12. Confusion in sibling relationships. Neptune's presence in the 3rd house can bring a sense of confusion or idealization to relationships with siblings. There may be moments of misunderstanding or unmet expectations in these relationships. However, there can also be a deep emotional and intuitive connection with siblings if Neptune's energy is harnessed positively. 13. Adaptability. Neptune's influence can make these individuals adaptable and open to different perspectives. They may be able to empathize with others and see multiple sides of an issue. This can be a valuable trait in negotiation and diplomacy. 14. Potential for deception. On a cautionary note, the presence of Neptune in the 3rd house can make these individuals susceptible to deception or misleading information. They should be cautious about believing everything they hear and strive for clarity in communication. 15. Artistic pursuits. Many individuals with Mars and Neptune in the 3rd house find creative outlets for their energies. Whether through writing, painting, music, or other forms of artistic expression, they often use their unique communication skills to channel their creativity. It's essential to remember that astrology provides a framework for understanding personality traits and tendencies, but it doesn't determine a person's destiny. The interpretation of planetary placements is highly individual, and other factors in the birth chart, such as the signs these planets are in and their aspects to other planets, further refine the influence of Mars and Neptune in the third house. A professional astrologer can provide a more comprehensive analysis tailored to an individual's specific birth chart.